Abigail Miller of Pandora Astrology, here with the team to do another video in the middle of April about retrogrades. And I'm here in Berkeley, California, and with me is Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia Migos, and I'm joining in from Mystic, Connecticut.
And Natha.
Hi, I'm Natha Campanella, and I'm joining in from Boulder, Colorado.
So today we're going to talk about the retrogrades that are happening in April of 2019. We have two planets going retrograde. One of them is Pluto, the other one is Saturn. And if you were to go to my website, you would find pages about what happens when Pluto goes retrograde and when Saturn goes retrograde. You'll find the link associated with this post. And I just want to draw your attention to the diagram that's there. We are going to talk about the Pluto retrograde first, but I just want to show you what happens when planets go retrograde in the sky. Now, this is a visual illusion. It's not like astrologers don't know that this is a visual illusion, but it is a measurable one. And anything that is measurable in our skies can be associated with human experience and events. So Pluto is usually traveling forward, but on April 24th, 2019, it will turn retrograde and begin traveling backwards in apparent motion, which it will do for several months until October 2nd of 2018, and then move forward again. So Natha, would you like to tell us what it feels like and what people can expect when Pluto goes retrograde?
Yeah, definitely. Pluto is very intense. I always look at Pluto transits as if they are the invitation to go inward into our own experience and really examine some of our shadow aspects. And of course, that's always brings intensity, because when we have to look at some of the things that maybe aren't as pretty, it certainly can be challenging, but if we are willing to do it, it can be really rewarding. So Pluto going retrograde is really going to give all of us the invitation to go back and look at some of the ways that we've been operating in the world that maybe, we could stand to change. This is about examination of our own psychology, the way that we are doing things. And, for an example is, if we're feeling, for example, particularly guilty about certain things in our life, this transit could potentially give us the opportunity to examine that. And really look into it. What is that from? Where did that come from? When did it start? And do I want to continue to carry this sense of guilt with me forever? And presumably the answer is no. But the Pluto transit will give us the opportunity to really decide that and make that as a conscious decision so that we're not operating on autopilot. And that's what I love about Pluto transits, is they are just very transformative in that they give us this sort of spotlight on the things that are happening internally with us.
Wow, well said.
One of the things that I notice about these days, these pivotal days, I like to call them, when Pluto turns retrograde or direct, is that those are often days that appear in the news. Stuff happens because everybody feels those. Now, you might have something in your chart at 21 degrees of Capricorn, in which case Pluto is definitely transiting that thing in your chart this year. And you might know somebody with something in 23 degrees of Capricorn who's having a Pluto transit in parallel to you, but not in exactly the same timing. But believe me, everyone who's got something in 20, 21, 22, or 23 degrees of Capricorn, or the other cardinal signs like Libra and Cancer and Aries, is going to be feeling this Pluto transit sometime this year, and everyone will be feeling it around the pivotal days when Pluto turns retrograde and direct. So yeah, the cardinal signs better get ready for some transformation. And meanwhile, later in the month, Saturn is going retrograde too. And so here's the diagram for that. Saturn's yearly span is much bigger than Pluto's. It covers about 7 degrees each year. So that's 7 degrees of cardinal signs, Capricorn, Aries, Libra, and Cancer, being hit by this Saturn transit, which is turning retrograde on April 29th. Julia, how do you think that this is going to feel, and what do you think people should do about this?
Well, Saturn's the planet of limitation. It's the planet of restriction. It's a planet of challenge. It represents reality. It's your work. It's having to get a paycheck. It's having to deal with your boss. It's authority figures. It's kind of a buzzkill sort of planet in a lot of ways. But when it goes retrograde, that can be a time when we start feeling a bit stuck, when we start feeling that we're stagnating in things, and where those restrictions are more acutely felt, when the whatever Saturn might be transiting in your chart, and it's usually transiting something, but we might begin feeling that brick wall of reality a little bit more, like our projects and work aren't necessarily advancing as fast as we want them to, and restrictions can kind of be more sort of, they sort of surface at that time.
Well said.
Love it.
Good stuff. And I just want to let the folks out there know that if you go to the Pandora Astrology site and you drop down from the forecast tab, you can find a page called Are You Currently in Transition? And this page is super fun to check in with every once in a while, because it's going to give you birth dates during the year of people who are definitely having some kind of wacko transit to their sun. So, for example, if you are a Libra born between October 13th and 17th, then Pluto is transiting your sun, and that might be good to know about. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching it, and visit us around the internet at pandoraastrology.com. Bye, everybody.
Bye.